Chapter 2454, Space Technique 3. Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher were completely stunned. The big yellow dog. Did it speak just now? It's a mutated beast, Yi Qingtang explained hurriedly. Mutated beast? But I don't detect anything. Lu Yuanxiang was confused. Yes, that is more special and can hide its aura. Yi Qingtang casually found an excuse. Since Yi Qingtang said so, Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher did not think too much about it. Sigh, oh no, the yellow dog suddenly said. What's wrong? Yi Qingtang looked at the big yellow dog and frowned. Nothing could go wrong at this critical moment. My divine power malfunctioned. The big yellow dog's tone was anxious. How is that possible? Why can't I sense any spatial fluctuations? This shouldn't be happening. It doesn't make sense. Yi Qingtang was flabbergasted. She shouldn't have trusted the dog. Meanwhile, in the outside world, Wen Qi stared at the screen with a solemn expression. He had seen Yi Qing from the video recording ball that Luo Sheng brought with him. Then, he disappeared before reappearing in this mysterious palace. Although Wen Qi and the others couldn't hear the conversations of the people on the screen, they could make a rough guess. This palace was not a refuge. Instead, it was a land of death. It was probably impossible for Yi Qing to leave after entering this palace. How are they to leave that palace? One of the vice presidents asked with a frown. Wen Qi shook his head. Even with his vast experience, he didn't know either. He just felt that the palace was not that simple. It would be impossible for them to leave so easily. After all, Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher had been trapped for so long. Inside the palace, in the Wailing Well, everyone was at a loss at what to do, as the big yellow dog continued to mumble to itself. Spatial fluctuation. Yi Qingtang was deep in thought. In that case, would they be able to leave as long as they could activate the power of space? Yi Qingtang focused her mind and communicated with her mysterious spiritual abode. Although no one else detected anything, the big yellow dog suddenly looked at Yi Qingtang. Oh, that's a pretty good spiritual abode, the big yellow dog muttered. However, the big yellow dog could tell that it was not realistic for Yi Qingtang to communicate with that spiritual abode at her current skill level. Alright, I'll help you. The big yellow dog swung its tail at Yi Qingtang. In the next second, Yi Qingtang disappeared from the palace in front of everyone, leaving only the big yellow dog wagging its tail. The outside world. What happened? One of the vice presidents stared at the screen. His pupils dilated in shock when he saw Yi Qing disappear from the palace. How is it possible? Even when Qi was shocked. Yi Qing disappeared from the palace just like that? How did he do it? It can't be the space technique, right? The vice president of the Sky Martial Academy frowned. Before the Sky Martial Academy vice president could say anything, Yi Qing reappeared on the screen again. It was like he had never left at all. If they had not seen Yi Qing disappear with their own eyes, it would have been as if nothing had happened. Could it be that Yi Qing has found another way out of the palace? A vice president suggested this possibility. He would never believe that Yi Qing really knew how to use the space technique. Chapter 2455, Bringing You to the New World 1. Wen Qi fell silent as he watched Yi Qing suddenly disappear from the screen. In fact, he did not even consider the space technique. He wondered if Yi Qing had really found another way to leave the palace. After all, they were in the outside world and could only understand the situation inside the Wailing Well through the screen. They could not hear anything and could only rely on their own guesses. Inside the palace, in the Wailing Well, Nangong Lai, Mu Ziying, and the rest were stunned. Their boss had actually disappeared without a trace in front of them. Where's boss? Lei Yan looked around. However, there was no sign of their boss in the palace. It was as if Yi Qing had never appeared. Jing Zhe and Yun Chen looked at each other with strange expressions. Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher were also confused. Yi Qing had been standing right before them, but disappeared in the blink of an eye. It was difficult to understand. Could it be that teacher Yi Qing has found a way to leave this palace? The Flying Star Academy teacher's expression shifted. Lu Yuanxiang and the others were stunned by his words. If Yi Qing really knew the way to leave the palace, they would be saved. By the side, the big yellow dog shook its tail and gazed at the people in the palace, shaking its head. It realized that it was wrong. Previously, it thought that Yi Qingtang was the weakest human it had ever seen. But now it seemed that these people were even weaker than her. They were ridiculously weak. They couldn't even detect the mysterious deity ocean in Yi Qingtang's body. At that moment, the big yellow dog tilted its head in thought. With her current skill level, there was no way she could control the deity ocean in her body. Now that it had given her a boost and helped her enter the deity ocean, would she encounter any danger? If she accidentally died in the deity ocean, it would probably be trapped in this damned low-class palace for eternity. However, before the dog could think further, there was a flash and Yi Qingtang reappeared. Yi Qingtang was confused. Others could not understand what had happened, much less her. Just now, she had tried to reconnect with her deity ocean, but it was like a closed door that could not be pushed at all. However, the big yellow dog wagged its tail at her, and she actually entered. What shocked Yi Qingtang even more was that when she entered the deity ocean space this time, the eastern demons were being chased by the heavenly demon tribe. Falling from the sky, Yi Qingtang had crashed into one of the demons from the heavenly demon tribe. Yi Qingtang's crash completely infuriated the heavenly demon tribe. Casting all other concerns aside, they attacked Yi Qingtang with all their might. She had never seen such a huge battle array before and immediately turned tail and ran. After being chased by the heavenly demon tribe over a lengthy period, she finally reconnected with the deity ocean and escaped. Otherwise, she would have lost her life. Yi Qingtang was exasperated. She had only accidentally knocked into one of their demons. It wasn't even harmed, but they treated her like she was their mortal enemy. Weren't they overreacting? Boss, Mu Ziying, Qin Feng, and the rest looked at each other in dismay when they noticed Yi Qing's strange expression. For a moment there, the atmosphere was a little tense. Outside, when Wenqi and the other vice presidents saw that Yi Qing had returned to the palace, they were even more certain that Yi Qing's disappearance earlier definitely had nothing to do with the so-called space technique. Instead, it was very likely that Yi Qing had found another way to leave the palace. Chapter 2456, Bringing You to the New World, 2. At that moment, Yi Qingtang still had a lingering fear from her earlier experience, and if given a choice, she never wanted to return to that place again. If she was unlucky and fell into a group of demons, wouldn't she be skinned alive? Teacher Yi Qing? Lu Yuanxiang could not help calling out when he saw that Yi Qing kept hesitating to speak. Finally collecting herself, Yi Qingtang said, "I believe everyone saw that I do have a way to leave this place." The expressions of Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher changed drastically as indescribable excitement filled their eyes. "Teacher Yi Qing, are you serious?" Lu Yuanxiang asked anxiously. Yi Qingtang nodded slightly. "Of course. I can bring everyone out of here." Good, good. Then, Teacher Yi Qing, there's no time to lose. Let's hurry out." The Flying Star Academy teacher was overjoyed. Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher were not the only ones. Qin Feng, Mu Ziying, and the other students were also excited. Initially, they thought they would die in this godforsaken place. Never did they expect their boss to suddenly appear and bring them out of this desperate situation. However, Yi Qing's next sentence was like a splash of cold water on everyone. "But let me clarify something. I have a way to leave the palace, but it's not safe. Perhaps the way to leave might be even more terrifying than being stuck here," Yi Qingtang said with a frown. Yi Qingtang was referring to the entire Wailing Well region when she said here. "Teacher Yi Qing, what exactly do you mean? I don't understand." Lu Yuanxiang was confused. "Since that's the case, I won't hide it anymore." Yi Qingtang decided to lie. She could not tell everyone the truth. "Have you all heard of the space technique?" Yi Qingtang asked. "Of course, but I've only heard of it. Legend has it that the Supreme Being from the Temple of Paragon knows the space technique." The Flying Star Academy teacher nodded. Lu Yuanxiang seemed to have understood the meaning of Yi Qing's words and looked at her in disbelief. Teacher Yi Qing, are you saying that you know the space technique? Yi Qingtang smiled at this. I'm not considered proficient. I've done some research and know a little about it. Lu Yuanxiang was not the only one. Everyone at present was stunned by Yi Qing's admission. Space technique, it was a god-level concept. They had never witnessed any divine techniques like the space technique before. Nangong Lai saw that the faces of Mu Ziying, Qin Feng, and the others had remained unchanged. He asked in surprise, "Aren't you guys shocked?" Qin Feng and Mu Ziying shook their heads in unison. Nangong Lai smiled. Indeed, ever since their boss appeared in their lives, had there been any incident that had not shocked them? Even if he really did know the legendary space technique, it felt like it was no big deal. But, Teacher Yi Qing, is there any danger to the space technique? Lu Yuanxiang asked with a frown. I said earlier that I'm not proficient in the space technique. I just know a little about it. The space realm is always changing, and I can't control it completely. Perhaps the space technique will bring us to a completely new and unfamiliar world, Yi Qing continued. The big yellow dog glanced at Yi Qingtang. It didn't know that this human's deception skills were so high level. If it did not know the real truth, it would have been deceived by her too. Chapter 2457. Bringing you to the New World 3. Of course, the big yellow dog was not so foolish as to expose Yi Qingtang. Have you all considered the risks? If anything bad happens, I don't want to be held responsible, Yi Qingtang said. Boss, I'll come with you. Qin Feng was the first to express his stand. Me too. As long as boss is around, I'm not afraid of any dangers. Mu Ziying nodded in agreement. Space technique. A brand new and unknown world. Being able to experience it for myself won't be a loss even if I die. If I can come out alive, this will definitely be enough for me to brag about for the rest of my life. I don't care about anything else, I want to go. Lei Yan said hurriedly. In any case, staying in this palace was as good as just waiting for death. Only a fool would not agree to try. Needless to say, Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher and students all agreed, without hesitation. Even if their luck was extremely bad, going to a completely new and unfamiliar world was still better than waiting for death here. Moreover, they didn't think their luck would be that bad. Perhaps they would be directly transported to the outside world. One had to be optimistic. If you only thought about all the bad things that could happen, you might as well just drop dead now, no? At that moment, when she and the other vice presidents outside looked at the screen in confusion, they were all bewildered and did not know what Yi Qing and the rest were talking about. Just as when she was about to speak, the screen instantly fell into darkness, and there was no longer any image left. What happened? When she asked in surprise. The Flying Star Academy vice president encountered the same situation as when she. Their screen had also turned dark. Why did the video recording ball malfunction? One of the vice presidents frowned deeply. Unless something in particular happened. What thing in particular? Spatial fluctuation. When Yi Qingtang opened her eyes again, she was greeted by a lush green forest. The unbearable stench of blood and grievance in the air was no longer present. It was peaceful. Actually, Yi Qingtang did not know if she could bring others into her deity ocean space. It had been a desperate last resort kind of move. She did not expect it to really work. This is... Nangong Lai hurriedly got up and looked around. He breathed in the fresh air greedily. We're out. Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher also hurriedly got up and looked around excitedly. Teacher Yi Qing, you're really a god. Lu Yuanxiang said to her. He never thought that Yi Qing actually knew the legendary space technique. This was simply unbelievable. Teacher Yi Qing, you're my savior. The Flying Star Academy teacher seemed even more excited than Lu Yuanxiang. Initially, he thought that he would be trapped in the palace until he died. Who would have thought that he would be breathing fresh air in the outside world again? Ha ha ha, looks like our luck isn't that bad. On the contrary, it's very good. Teacher Yi Qing used space technique to bring us back to the outside world. The Flying Star Academy teacher suddenly gritted his teeth and continued. Those bastards from Universe City must give us an explanation. Yi Qingtang held her forehead. These people still did not understand the situation. A soft sigh left her lips. Her deity ocean power had been at low levels in the first place. Now that she had brought so many people in, her deity ocean power had been completely exhausted. She would need a period of time to recover. And during this period, she couldn't continue to connect with the deity ocean and take them away. So, why were they so excited? Chapter 2458, bringing you to the New World 4. The big yellow dog wagged its tail and sniffed the air before it glanced at the cheering crowd and said, I say, aren't you guys celebrating too soon? Come, smell the air here. What do you mean? Yun Qin was confused. Yi Qingtang felt like smacking her own face. These people were really slow. Don't you guys think that the quality of the spirit energy here is very high? Yi Qing, who had been silent all this while, suddenly asked. Only then did everyone realize something. Previously, because they had just escaped death, they had been too excited to think so much. Teacher Yi Qing, the quality of the spirit energy here is indeed too high. Lu Yuanxiang was shocked. He had never felt such rich and high-quality spirit energy in his life. Even the top spirit energy room in an elite academy was not even 1,000th as good as this place. This is an excellent place to cultivate. Apart from the initial shock, the Flying Star Academy teacher also felt ecstatic. If he were to cultivate here for a period of time, he would definitely be able to break through the bottleneck that he had been stuck at for the past 7 to 8 years. What kind of divine place was this? Yi Qingtang's lips twitched. Great, they still did not recognize the reality. Before Yi Qingtang could say anything, sounds of fighting came from afar. Yi Qingtang moved toward the source of the noise. Lu Yuanxiang, the Flying Star Academy teacher, and the students followed Yi Qing without hesitation. A moment later, Yi Qingtang arrived at a small hill. She carefully popped her head out and examined the area below. Lu Yuanxiang, the Flying Star Academy teacher, and the rest followed suit and carefully stuck their heads out like Yi Qing. What is that? Lu Yuanxiang stared at the chaotic battle between hundreds of demons and trembled violently. He had never seen such a scene in his life. The auras emitted by those beasts were suffocating. Some of them were even more terrifying than the above Emperor level monsters in the Wailing Well. Strictly speaking, an above Emperor level monster had only just breached the Emperor level. But the beasts before them had true Emperor level auras. Moreover, these auras were even more ancient and astounding. Those are demons, Yi Qingtang said coldly. Demons. Teacher Yi Qing, you are saying that those beasts are demons. Cold sweat broke out on the Flying Star Academy teacher's forehead. Demons, they had only seen them in pictures. None of them had seen a real demon before. This was the first time they were looking at demons. And they were already looking at such a massive number. Why are there humans down there too? Lu Yuanxiang was confused. Indeed, there were human figures among the demons. Yi Qingtang smiled. They're not humans. They're demons in human skin. Everyone gasped at her words. Wearing human skin? Demons like human skin the most. When they see humans, they will completely peel off their human skin and put it on themselves, Yi Qingtang said. At that moment, the crowd began to realize what had happened. No wonder the spiritual energy here was so rich, and the quality so high. This was not their world. They had felt so happy and relieved earlier, but now, they all fell into a daze. They had clearly left the wolf's den just to land in the tiger's lair. With their lowly skill levels, wouldn't they be skinned alive by those demons? Boss, how did you return to the palace earlier? I left something back there, and need to go back and get it. Lei Yin looked at Yi Qingtang in all seriousness. Chapter 2459, Meeting in Another Era 1. Is this the ancient god realm? The little azure dragon followed beside Ling Yan with a slightly surprised expression. According to the legends, the most mysterious realm was the ancient god realm. There were no living creatures in the ancient god realm. Only the most ancient consciousnesses existed. Legend had it that the ancient god realm had existed since the world was created, but no one had ever been able to reach it. And in this world, only Ling Yen could do it. Karma bloodline? The little azure dragon stared at Ling Yen as it fell into deep thought. The only reason why Ling Yen could come to the ancient god realm was because of his karma bloodline. Since ancient times, the karma bloodline was one of a kind, and the ancient god realm was only open to those who had it. Step back. Ling Yen looked at the little azure dragon as he instructed. Although it did not know what Ling Yen wanted to do, the little azure dragon took a few steps back. Ancient god, listen to my summon. A red light flashed between Ling Yan's brows. As Ling Yan uttered those words, an illusory aura slowly approached. Sensing the illusory aura, the little azure dragon's body trembled. The Azure Dragon clan had a special ability in that they were immune to auras. Even if they encountered a true immortal, they would not feel suppressed. Yet this illusory aura was like an insurmountable mountain. It carried an ancient aura, transporting one to an era that was billions of years ago. A blurry figure appeared in front of them. This figure seemed to have a reach of tens of millions of feet, as if it spanned from the beginning of the world to the end of it. Holder of the Karma bloodline. The illusory figure swept across. A thunderous roar resounded in the air. Ling Yan only said, "I need the Wheel of Destiny. Holder of the Karma bloodline, I can try my best to help you, but you must pay the price," the voice returned. Agreed. Ling Yan did not hesitate at all. Once the oath is sworn, it cannot be destroyed. Are you willing to pay such a price? The ancient voice seemed a little surprised. Yes. All right, then it is agreed. With that, the figure gradually disappeared. Soon, a Wheel of Destiny appeared somewhere above. The Wheel of Destiny was not a physical object, but an ethereal aura. Ling Yan, are you crazy? After the ancient figure disappeared, the little azure dragon hurriedly ran over and looked at Ling Yan in disbelief. Did Ling Yan know what he had done? Why was he so crazy? There's not much time left, Ling Yan muttered. Is it because you blocked the karma for Enchanting so you don't have much time left? The little azure dragon probed. That's one of the reasons. There's another reason, Ling Yan said. Another reasons? The little azure dragon was confused. At that moment, the little azure dragon was a little frustrated. If its ancestors were here, they would definitely understand the meaning behind Ling Yan's words with their supreme intelligence. The Sun of Destiny is about to appear. At that moment, a karmic natal chart appeared in Ling Yan's hand. He spoke slowly as he stared at its contents. Sun of Destiny? What do you mean? The little azure dragon asked with a frown. The so-called Sun of Destiny is someone who controls all karmic luck. As long as the Sun of Destiny wants to, he can obtain everything he needs. He's someone chosen by the heavens. Ling Yan looked at the little azure dragon. Ling Yan, are you talking about Enchanting? The little azure dragon was pondering. But Ling Yan shook his head. The Sun of Destiny will be our greatest enemy. Chapter 2460. Meeting in Another Era, 2. Oz. The little azure dragon was completely dumbfounded. The Sun of Destiny was their enemy? Ling Yan, are you sure? The little azure dragon's expression gradually turned solemn. I am certain, Ling Yan confirmed. Then, do you know how strong the Sun of Destiny is now? If he's a major foe, well, kill him in advance. A cold glint flashed across the little azure dragon's eyes. It had done this kind of thing countless times with Ling Yan. Although it was a little shameless, there was no harm in being shameless again. Ling Yan smiled. Naive. What do you mean? The little azure dragon was somewhat offended. Do you know what it means to be a Sun of Destiny? He is the chosen one. Even if he's weak now, an immortal might not be able to kill him. Perhaps even I won't be able to, Ling Yan muttered. What should we do then? The little azure dragon was completely bewildered. This was the first time it had heard Ling Yan say that he was powerless. In this world, Ling Yan seemed omnipotent. He was a master player who used the world as his chessboard and everything in it as his chess pieces. Everyone linked to him was a chess piece in his hands. However, just now, this same man said that he couldn't do it. This is the calamity of the common people. It has finally begun. The appearance of the Son of Destiny is just the beginning. Ling Yan shook his head and sighed softly. Is there no other way? The little azure dragon did not doubt Ling Yan's words at all. There is. Ling Yan nodded slightly.
What?
The little azure dragon asked hurriedly. As long as there was a way, everything would be fine. The most terrifying thing was when there were no solutions at all. The person who will resolve this calamity is Miss Yi, Ling Yan said after a moment of thought. The little azure dragon was speechless. After going one big circle, it had come back to this again. Do you mean that little girl, Enchanting, can settle the one chosen by the heavens? The little azure dragon asked anxiously. Logically speaking, that is the case, Ling Yan said. All right, let's go. Let's find that little girl, Enchanting. If there's really no other way, I'll bring her to our tribe. The great azure dragon god will impart her some skills, and then we'll kill that Son of Destiny together, the little azure dragon said. Ling Yan shook his head. I've calculated earlier that Miss Yi will ultimately die in the hands of the Son of Destiny. No matter what, she won't be able to overcome this hurdle, unless, visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. Unless what? The little azure dragon's eyes turned cold. The secrets of the heavens must not be leaked. All you need to know is that I have transacted with that ancient god for the Wheel of Destiny. This might be our only chance, Ling Yan said. How confident are you? Less than 1%. Ling Yan did not try to hide anything. The little azure dragon said, less than 1%. We might as well wait for death. Just this 1% is enough for me to risk everything. Ling Yan was deep in thought. Immediately after, Ling Yan used the Wheel of Destiny given to him by the ancient god to condense all the spirit of chaos into a stream of light. In the next second, Ling Yan threw the Wheel of Destiny into the flowing light. This is the chaos domain. Staring at the stream of light in the void, the little azure dragon gasped. The little azure dragon never expected that the spirit of chaos which Ling Yan had painstakingly gathered was actually for the sake of opening the chaos realm. When the world first opened, it was filled with chaos. There was nothing else, only darkness. If they stepped into the chaotic realm, they would reach the peak of chaos. Perhaps something might happen there, something which even the heavens could not stop. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2461. Meeting in Another Era 3. In fact, the little azure dragon had even heard from its ancestors that when one reached the peak of chaos, you could make the sky lose its color and everything turn into foam and dust. One could rewrite history and make things that had never happened to come into existence. This was a change that no living being could understand. And this power to change was in the chaotic realm. Ling Yan, you want to enter the chaos realm? The little azure dragon was excited. Ling Yan smiled. I can't enter. What do you mean? The little azure dragon couldn't understand. Blood slowly flowed from the corner of Ling Yan's lips. At that moment, Ling Yan waved his right arm, and the stream of light in the air disappeared in an instant, as if it had left the ancient god realm. After doing this, Ling Yan's face turned pale, as a faint smile appeared on his lips. Miss Yi, it's all up to you now. We are destined to meet in another era. But after some time, the little azure dragon laughed. Ling Yan, oh Ling Yan, everyone says that a great man must be ruthless. And you are the most ruthless person I've ever seen. Inside Yi Qingtang's deity ocean.
Boom.
Yi Qingtang and the others, who were watching the demon battle, suddenly heard a loud bang. What's that? Lei Yan jumped in fright and looked around worriedly, afraid that the demons would notice him. Nangonglai pointed at Yi Qingtang in surprise. Boss, you exploded. Yi Qingtang frowned slightly. You're the one who exploded. Boss, you really exploded. Lei Yan looked at her. A strange expression appeared on Yi Qingtang's face as she instinctively touched her pockets. Voice transmission stone. Yi Qingtang's face turned solemn when she looked at the shattered voice transmission stone. This was the voice transmission stone which Ling Yan had given her. All this while, Yi Qingtang had carried this voice transmission stone so that she could contact Ling Yan anytime. What Yi Qingtang could not understand was that this voice transmission stone had been made with a very special material. It could withstand a full-scale attack by an emperor-level practitioner. In other words, even if Yi Qingtang herself was destroyed, the voice transmission stone would remain unscathed. So, why did the voice transmission stone suddenly shatter? Little girl, can you still hear me? Suddenly, a vaguely familiar voice could be heard from the voice transmission stone. Little azure dragons? Yi Qingtang was surprised. Listen to me, you have to listen to me properly. From now on, you have to be careful of the person with a mark between his brows. Be it a man, woman, dog, or animal. Also, keep this voice transmission stone properly. You must not lose it. However, after far, no matter what Yi Qingtang did, there was no more sound. Could something have happened to Ling Yan? For some reason, Yi Qingtang could not calm down. However, on second thought, she felt that it was unlikely. She could believe it was possible for something to happen to any other legendary figure in this world, but she would never believe that something could happen to Ling Yan. That man had everything under control. What could happen to him? Yi Qingtang stared at the shattered voice transmission stone. She had no choice but to wrap it up carefully before placing it in her space ring. Since the other party had instructed her not to lose it, it was better for her to do so. As for being careful of a person who had a red mark between his eyebrows, the image of her brother, the Blood Moon Holy Lord, instantly appeared in Yi Qingtang's mind. Did the little azure dragon mean for her to beware of the little Holy Lord Blood Moon? However, after thinking about it carefully, it seemed unlikely. Ling Yan knew of the Blood Moon Holy Lord. He would have just named him if he wanted her to beware of him. There was no need to be so cryptic. Chapter 2462. Meeting in Another Era 4. The person was someone they didn't even know. Otherwise, they would not say such words. Furthermore, the Blood Moon Holy Lord was merely a clone. He had already vanished into thin air when she was in the first domain. It could be seen that the Blood Moon Holy Lord did not seem to have any great malice toward her. However, if that was the case, who was the person with the red mark between his brows that the little azure dragon mentioned earlier? She had never provoked such a person before, so why should she beware of him? For a moment there, Yi Qingtang was also confused. However, for some reason, she found herself unwittingly concerned and sensitive about this matter. She instinctively looked towards the glabella of Nangong Lai, Lei Yan, and the others. After examining everyone, Yi Qingtang looked at the space between the yellow dog's eyebrows. What are you looking at? The big yellow dog wagged its tail and asked Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang rolled her eyes. Boss, that was a voice transmission stone just now, right? Mu Ziying looked at Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang nodded slightly. It was indeed a voice transmission stone. It was no big secret. The voice that came from the voice transmission stone just now, why did it call you little girl? Little girl? Nangong Lai stared at Yi Qingtang in shock and disbelief. Yi Qingtang. Oh my god, boss, who is that? So disgusting, and even called you a little girl. Is he a pervert? Nangong Lai said. Yes, a very good friend. I'm used to it. Yi Qingtang chuckled. Boss, you're right. I have a childhood friend who keeps calling me Little Yan. If I could defeat him, I would definitely kill him. But boss, your friend is even more extreme. Comparatively speaking, that childhood friend of mine is rather polite. Lei Yan seemed to be deep in thought. I don't think this is the time to discuss that. By the side, Lu Yuanxiang was already drenched in cold sweat as he watched the battle between the demons below. This was the first time Lu Yuanxiang had seen a demon with his own eyes in his entire life. Furthermore, the strength of these demons was too terrifying. Even though they were so far away from him, The aura exuded by the demons made him tremble in fear. All of them, including Enchanting, would definitely die if they met a powerful demon head-on. These demons were different from the above Emperor-level monsters in the Wailing Well. Those monsters did not have any intelligence and were just mindless killing machines. If you encountered an above Emperor-level monster in the Wailing Well, you might still have a chance to live. But if you met the demons in this realm, you would definitely die. What are you afraid of? They haven't noticed us. Qin Feng spoke. The current situation might really be a little better than their situation in the Wailing Well. Teacher Yiqing, what do we do now? Can you continue to use your space technique? The Flying Star Academy teacher did not want to stay in this damned place for a moment longer. Everyone looked at Enchanting expectantly. No. Enchanting shook her head. Every time I use the space technique, I expend a lot of energy. My energy is almost depleted, and I need time to replenish my reserves again. It will take at least a few days. That's fine too. Lu Yuanxiang nodded. They should be able to survive the next few days if they were careful. The most frightening thing would be if Enchanting could not take them away. As long as they could leave, there was hope for survival. Chapter 2463. Big Trouble 1. The Battle of the Demons was yet to be over. The shouts below were deafening, and the air was gradually stained with the intense stench of blood. Teacher Yiqing, what should we do now? A moment later, the Flying Star Academy teacher looked at Yiqing and asked. Arriving at this unfamiliar space, everyone now looked to Yiqing as their leader. Although they had never come to this strange realm with demons before, it did not mean that Yiqing had not. After all, Yiqing knew the space technique. Perhaps he had been to this realm before. We wait.
Wait.
Everyone was taken aback by her words. Given the current situation, shouldn't they find a hidden place to wait for a few days and then leave this realm after Yiqing's energy replenished? Wait, what did that mean? Boss, are we going to wait right here? Mu Ziying looked at Yiqing. Yiqing nodded slightly. Just wait here. Teacher Yiqing, there is a major battle between demons below. Isn't it too dangerous for us to stay here? Lu Yuanxiang frowned slightly. He could not understand Yiqing's suggestion. It wasn't that Lu Yuanxiang was afraid of death. It was just that he wanted to protect the lives of these students. Seeing that there was hope for them to live, how could he be willing to wait here for death? There's no hurry. Just listen to me, Yiqing said softly. Upon hearing what Yiqing said, Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher naturally could not say anything else. They could only follow Yiqing's instructions and stay where they were. Qin Feng, Mu Ziying, and the rest did not doubt Yiqing at all. Even if Yiqing asked them to go down and fight those demons, they would not hesitate to do so. Sai, look, those demons are so strong. If I was that strong, I'd be able to do whatever I wanted once I got out of here. Lei Yan lay down on the mountaintop, popping his head out to watch the battle below with a serious expression. What a joke. They are so strong solely because they are demons. What makes you think you can compare to a demon? But actually, I really do have a method. Nangong Lai scoffed from the side. What method? Lei Yan asked. That's simple. If you go down now, those demons will definitely skin you and put you on themselves. This way, won't you have the strength of demons? Nangong Lai laughed loudly. Lei Yan let out a cold harumph. How can you say such things? Stop chattering. Lu Yuanxiang glanced at Lei Yan and Nangong Lai with displeasure. If the demons below discovered them, the consequences would be unimaginable. Nangong Lai and Lei Yan tactfully shut their mouths when they saw the displeasure on Lu Yuanxiang's face. After about an hour, the fight between the two sides drifted further and further away, leaving only the corpses of the demons. After another hour, after confirming that all the demons had left, Yiqing stood up and walked down the slope. Teacher Yiqing, what are you doing? Lu Yuanxiang was shocked when he saw Yiqing walking out. It's all right. Everyone come down. Yiqing did not even look back. Chapter 2464. Big Trouble. 2. The Flying Star Academy teacher, Lu Yuanxiang, and the rest sized up the surroundings before following Yi Qing. A moment later, everyone arrived at the pile of corpses. Lu Yuanxiang looked at Yi Qing and was about to say something when he saw that Yi Qing had smeared the dead demon's blood on his body. "Oh my god, boss, what are you doing? So disgusting." Nangang Lai stared at Yi Qing in shock. Was boss using the blood of demons to bathe? Lei Yan was also dumbfounded. "Boss, didn't know you have this kind of fetish." Boss, let me ask you. You aren't interested in human blood too, right?" In the eyes of Lei Yan and Nangang Lai, Yi Qing's actions could be described as perverted. What kind of special fetish was this? Smearing blood on oneself? After hearing what Nangang Lai and Lei Yan said, the Flying Star Academy teacher and Lu Yuanxiang also stared at Yi Qing with strange expressions. Could it be teacher Yi Qing really had some kind of strange fetish? Cut the crap. You guys put it on too. Yi Qingting glanced at Lei Yan and Nangang Lai. Stunned, the two of them exchanged looks. Boss, it's not a problem for us to climb mountains of blades or dive into a sea of flames for you. However, I have a serious obsession with cleanliness, and I really can't force myself to do this. I think I don't need it. But Lei Yan should be able to. As soon as he finished speaking, Nangang Lai's gaze descended onto Lei Yan. Get lost. I can't either. Lei Yan hastily shook his head. Teacher Yi Qing, is there a reason why you smeared the demon blood on yourself? Lu Yuanxiang asked curiously. Lu Yuanxiang did not really believe that Yi Qing had any special fetish. Since Yi Qing asked them to do this, there should be some reason behind it. They did not know much about demons, and Lu Yuanxiang himself lacked the knowledge. Demons rely on scent to distinguish between the different races and their own kind, Yi Qing Tang explained softly. Before anyone could react, Lu Yuanxiang pushed the Flying Star Academy teacher aside and ran to the pile of corpses. Without a word, he immediately smeared a large amount of demon blood on himself. Ah, so that's how it is. Realization dawned upon the Flying Star Academy teacher. He ran to Lu Yuanxiang's side and said, "Old man, you're taking everything for yourself. Leave some for us. Don't snatch. What's wrong with you?" Nangang Lai glared fiercely at Lei Yan. Nangang Lai, aren't you a clean freak? Lei Yan frowned. Clean freak. Nangang Lai laughed coldly. Bullshit. As an expert martial arts practitioner, I'm destined to become a great lord in the future. How could I possibly be a clean freak? Don't slander me. Wait. Suddenly, Lu Yuanxiang's expression changed. Something is coming. As soon as Lu Yuanxiang finished speaking, everyone stopped smearing the demon blood and followed his gaze. After a few breaths, a demon appeared in everyone's sight. "Which tribe are you from?" The demon shouted sternly when he saw Yi Qing Tang, Lu Yuanxiang, and the others with their strange garments. Chapter 2465. Big Trouble. 3. Lu Yuanxiang's eyes darted around. Yi Qing Tang was right. This demon really identified them based on their scent and treated them as demons. However, which tribe should they belong to? Lu Yuanxiang and the others didn't know that the demons were divided into tribes. In a moment of desperation, Lu Yuanxiang blurted out, "I'm from the Netherworld tribe." Yes. They are from the Netherworld tribe, but we are different.
We are from the Flying Star tribe.
What about you? Which tribe are you from? Asked the Flying Star Academy teacher in a hurry. I'm from the West Sea tribe. The demon suddenly paused and looked at Lu Yuanxiang and the Flying Star Academy teacher in confusion. Netherworld tribe? Flying Star tribe? What kind of tribes were these? He had never heard of them before. Besides, were there really such tribes? Netherworld tribe and Flying Star tribe? I've never heard of you. Who exactly are you? Asked the demon. Oh, it's normal that you don't know. The Flying Star tribe and Netherworld tribe have always stood apart from the affairs of others, and we've only been established for a short time. The Flying Star Academy teacher smiled. Before the Flying Star Academy teacher could say anything, the demon suddenly looked at Mu Ziying, Qin Feng, and the others. Why are there humans? Qin Feng, Mu Ziying, and the others hadn't had the chance to apply the demon blood all over their bodies, so they still had the scent of a human. Why are there humans here? The demon's eyes flashed with desire as he sized up Mu Ziying and the others, as if he was looking at some rare treasure. Ah, what humans? The Flying Star Academy teacher was stunned. Then, he turned to look at Mu Ziying and Qin Feng. Haha, you're mistaken. There are no humans. As the saying goes, what you think about in the day is reflected in your dreams at night. You must have such a strong desire for humans that you are hallucinating. As he spoke, the Flying Star Academy teacher secretly touched a handful of demon blood and smeared it on Mu Ziying and Qin Feng's faces. From the looks of it, this demon did not seem to be very smart. Perhaps he could fool it. What are you doing? The demon stared at the teacher. Nothing. Their faces are dirty. Let me wipe them. You don't know, but they are my children. I love them very much. The Flying Star Academy teacher smiled. They are your children? You said that you are from the Flying Star tribe, and they are from the Netherworld tribe. How can they be your children? The demon said coldly. Sigh, the Flying Star Academy teacher sighed and shook his head. You don't know this, although I'm from the Flying Star tribe. My partner is a demon from the Netherworld tribe. We are separated. My children went with their mother. I finally got to see them again, after much difficulty. 1 Yi Qingtang, Lu Yuanxiang, Qin Feng, Mu Ziying. Oh, I see. All right, I want to disturb you then. The demon seemed to be deep in thought. It nodded and turned to leave. Hearing that, the Flying Star Academy teacher smiled. See, he knew that this demon was not smart. It was just a simple fool. Just when the Flying Star Academy teacher thought that he had succeeded, Yi Qingtang moved swiftly. Leaping forward, Yi Qingtang blocked the demon's path. Wanna leave? Not that easy. Yi Qingtang's eyes flickered coldly. Chapter 2466, Big Trouble 4. Seeing Yi Qing's action, the Flying Star Academy teacher was stunned. What was Yi Qing doing? Hadn't he already successfully bluffed his way through? Teacher Yi Qing, what are you doing? The Netherworld tribe and Flying Star tribe do not interfere in the affairs of others, the Flying Star Academy teacher said hurriedly. Yi Qingtang glanced at the teacher. They are not smart, but they are not as dumb as you think. What's going on? The Flying Star Academy teacher did not quite understand. It already knows that we are humans. If we let it leave now and the news spreads, we will definitely die, Yi Qingtang said.
What?
Lu Yuanxiang and the teacher's expressions changed immediately. It was not that the demon was not smart. It was the Flying Star Academy teacher who was foolish enough to let the demon go and invite disaster. Human, I didn't expect you to see through me. The fiendish demon shouted coldly. Teacher Yi Qing, we have to run. The Flying Star Academy teacher shouted hurriedly. He had a permanent fear of demons in his heart. What are you running for? Lu Yuanxiang asked with a cold smile. If that demon could really eat us, would it have played dumb and tried to leave? Lu Yuanxiang was sure that this demon was not very strong. At the very least, it could not defeat them all. Kill it, no matter what, Lu Yuanxiang said as he made his move. Seeing this, the eyes of the Flying Star Academy teacher and the other students turned red. They could not let this demon leave alive, or they would be skinned alive. Everyone immediately used their ultimate killing technique. The demon's face was full of shock as he looked at the array of martial art techniques and divine arts. It had never seen such martial art techniques and divine arts, nor had it even heard of them. It did not know how to counter or dodge them. It had to be said that this demon's powers were indeed extremely ordinary. It was just that it possessed extraordinary strength at around the Divine Lord's 6th heaven level. But it didn't know any martial art techniques and divine arts. If it was a human expert at the Divine Lord's 6th heaven level, they might have needed to expend quite a bit of effort. But this demon didn't have any martial art techniques and divine abilities, so it was basically impossible for it to defend itself. After a few exchanges, it was heavily injured by Lu Yuanxiang's palm strike. Unwilling to be outdone, Lei Yan and Nangong Lai stepped forward to viciously stab him a few times. They only stopped after they confirmed that this demon was dead. However, to everyone's surprise, anyone who was tainted by the demon's blood could clearly feel a mark being imprinted on their body. What's going on? Nangong Lai was stunned. Tracking mark? The Flying Star Academy teacher was shocked. And a demon's special tracking mark at that. Enchanting could not help but feel troubled. Who would have thought that this demon would have a tracking mark in its body? Once it was killed, its tribe would definitely find out and chase them to the ends of the earth. This demon must have a high status in its tribe, Enchanting said thoughtfully. Enchanting, who had once lived in the Eastern faction, naturally knew what was going on. Generally speaking, the tracking mark would only appear for members from the upper echelons. Once someone from the upper echelons was killed, the tribe would know the exact location of the murder. However, this demon was not very strong and did not look like a high-level demon. But Enchanting knew that if it was a descendant of a high-ranking demon, it would also have such a tracking mark in its body. We might be in big trouble this time, Enchanting muttered. Chapter 2467. Playing a Trick 1. Everyone looked at each other in shock and did not know what to say. Why were they so unlucky to have bumped into a demon? And this demon too, seeing that this demon's strength was very low and didn't know any martial art techniques and divine abilities, they had thought that they had struck gold. Who would have thought that they had actually stumbled upon the worst of misfortunes? This ordinary demon had a tracking mark on its body. According to Enchanting, it was very likely that it was the son of a demon tribe general. At this moment, their bodies had been imprinted with tracking marks. It would not be long before the demon's tribe would send their men to hunt them down. Teacher Yiqing, can you bring us out of this space before the demon tribe hunts us down? Lu Yuanxiang looked at Yiqing. Everyone turned to look at Yiqing. He was everyone's only hope now. However, Enchanting shook her head and frowned deeply. I'm afraid that's not possible. It will take a few days before we can leave this realm. Now that we are marked with a tracking mark, how long do you think it will take for the demon tribe to find us and kill us? Yiqing's words were like a gush of cold water splashing down on everyone's faces. Indeed, they had witnessed the strength of those demons with their very eyes. Not a single of those demons was something they could fend against, let alone the entire tribe. Boss, what should we do? Nangong Lai looked at Yiqing and said hurriedly, Boss, I'm not afraid of death, but I can't accept being skinned alive. Enchanting glanced at Nangong Lai and did not say anything. Instead, she thought of a countermeasure. A direct confrontation with the demon tribe was equivalent to a moth flying into a flame. They would just be courting death. Moreover, they had been marked with the tracking mark. As long as they were still in this realm, the demon tribe would find them no matter where they fled to. Unless the demon tribe could not be bothered with them, then they would not pursue them. But was that even possible? Under what circumstances would the demons not pursue us? Mu Ziying looked at Qin Feng, who was also deep in thought. Qin Feng raised his head when he heard this and said, If I was a demon, I wouldn't pursue someone stronger than me. Lei Yan couldn't help but roll his eyes at Qin Feng. You're simply spouting nonsense. If we're stronger than the demons, would we still be afraid of being pursued by them? Then, how does the demon tribe know our strength? The tracking mark can only track our location, but it cannot determine our strength. The Flying Star Academy teacher suddenly spoke up. Enchanting's eyes lit up when she heard their discussion. Right now, the only way to survive was to successfully escape the demon's pursuit. However, Enchanting had not thought of how to make the demons fearful and give up the thought of pursuing them. After all, it was impossible for the demons to retreat without a fight. Even if they did not know the strength of the opponent, they had to at least see the target before deciding. If so, they only had one problem left: how to make the demons believe that they were not people to be provoked, so that they would give up voluntarily. Published at 11th of February, 2022, 2:57 and 7 seconds AM. Chapter 2468. 2468 Chapter 2468 Playing a Trick 2. Earlier on, Yi Qingtang thought that since she had contacts in the Eastern Demon faction, perhaps she could find them to help resolve this crisis. But on second thought, Yi Qingtang eventually gave up that idea. Firstly, the Eastern faction could not even protect themselves. Secondly, there were so many of them that it made it hard to explain. Moreover, the Eastern faction would not go against another demon tribe for her sake. Which tribe did that demon say it was from? Yi Qingtang asked everyone after a while. If I remember correctly, it should be the West Sea tribe, said the Flying Star Academy teacher. Lu Yuanxiang nodded. Yes, the West Sea tribe. The West Sea tribes? Yi Qingtang pondered. Back in the Eastern faction, Yi Qingtang had a rough understanding of the demon camps in this realm. The West Sea tribe did not live in the sea, but just near it. Its power was similar to the Eastern faction. The West Sea tribe had a sworn enemy, the Yongle tribe. According to Yi Qingtang's understanding, the Yongle tribe was relatively peaceful and rarely provoked trouble. Moreover, all the demons in the Yongle tribe had the same belief. Reverence towards Demon Emperor Yongle. It was rumored that Demon Emperor Yongle used to be the overlord of this realm, but had suddenly vanished without a trace. The demons of the Yongle tribe believed that Demon Emperor Yongle had ascended to the heavens thousands of years ago and become a true demon god. The demons of the Yongle tribe had been waiting, earnestly waiting for the return of the Demon Emperor Yongle to lead the Yongle tribe into heaven. In the vicinity of the Yongle tribe, there was even a demon ancestral temple that was enshrined with the statues of the Demon Emperor Yongle and a group of demons following him. Yi Qingtang was deep in thought. If they could receive the protection of the Yongle tribe, firstly, the Yongle tribe and the West Sea tribe had a deep hatred for each other. Secondly, the Yongle tribe was the only demon tribe with some sort of religion, and it was their faith that would allow them to take advantage of it. Yi Qingtang immediately told Lu Yuanxiang, the Flying Star Academy teacher, and the rest about her plan. Teacher Yi Qing, so, you want us to pretend to be the Demon Emperor Yongle? Lu Yuanxiang looked at Yi Qingtang with a strange expression. That's right. Yi Qingtang nodded her head. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. Lu Yuanxiang's lips twitched. How would they be able to impersonate a demon emperor? With our martial art techniques and divine powers and elixirs, Yi Qingtang said. Teacher Yi Qing, what you mean is that the demons here don't know about the existence of martial arts techniques and divine abilities. However, I saw the battle between the demons previously. Some demons wear human skin and should have seen humans and fought humans before. It's impossible that they have not seen any martial arts and divine powers, Lu Yuanxiang said in deep thought. I've been to this realm before. Other than demons, there are indeed humans here. However, the humans here are different from us. They do not have martial art skills or divine abilities. The humans here are mere prey for the demons, Yi Qingtang explained. Then, even if that's the case, how can we make the demons of the Yongle tribe believe us with our martial arts techniques? Lu Yuanxiang was still unable to understand. Yi Qingtang smiled. I know how to refine true dreams. The so-called true dreams was a type of hallucinogenic powder. When consumed, one would hallucinate for a short period of time. And the hallucination would be something that the person had always dreamed of. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2469 Playing a Trick 3. The Flying Star Academy teacher and Lu Yuanxiang were familiar with the powder. Powders like True Dreams were of no use to martial arts practitioners like them. They had seen many elixirs that could cause hallucinations and could easily guard against them. However, according to what Yi Qing had said, the demons in this realm did not seem to know much about elixirs. At most, they had some knowledge about natural herbs. Therefore, they would not suspect or guard against elixirs that they had never seen or even heard of. A moment later, Lu Yuanxiang said, "That's a good idea. It might work if we use the unknown to deceive those demons." Yun Chun, Go and refine some true dreams. No need to refine too many. Yi Qingtang instructed Yunchen, who was standing nearby. Yunchen nodded. Boss, there's no need to refine. I have some here. In that case, let's leave this place now, said the Flying Star Academy teacher. Their bodies were imprinted with tracking marks, and they did not know when those demons would find them. The most important thing now was to carry out Yi Qing's plan as soon as possible. Teacher Yi Qing, what should we do next? Lu Yuanxiang asked Yi Qing. Although Yi Qing's plan might work, Yi Qing had yet to explain how exactly to trick those demons. Surely, he could not possibly scatter the medicinal powder directly on their faces of the Yongle tribe demons. Those sculptures, Yi Qingtang said. In this realm, it was common knowledge that the Yongle tribe had a custom to worship the statue of Demon Emperor Yongle every day. Back then, it was precisely because the West Sea tribe had desecrated Demon Emperor Yongle's sculpture that they had formed a deep enmity with the Yongle tribe. The reason why Yunchen did not need to prepare too much medicinal powder was also because there were not many demons who would go and pay their respects. Only the high-ranking members of the tribe did that, and only a few from that group would pay their respects every day. As long as they could trick the high-ranking members, everything would be fine. Yi Qing, do you know where the sculptures worshipped by the Yongle tribe are? The Flying Star Academy teacher asked. In fact, Yi Qingtang was not too sure about the exact location. However, when she was in the Eastern faction, she had once seen the high-ranking members of the Yongle tribe walking towards a certain area with a large flag. One of the more powerful demons in the Eastern faction told her that it was the daily pilgrimage of the Yongle tribe. I only know the general direction. But with Ziying around, it shouldn't be a problem. Yi Qingtang looked at Mu Ziying and smiled. A moment later, Yi Qingtang brought Lu Yuanxiang, the Flying Star Academy teacher, and the rest to the territory of the Yongle tribe. Ziying, use your puppet to find the place, Yi Qingtang said. Hearing that, Mu Ziying nodded slightly, and a few scouting puppets flew in all directions. Mu Ziying closed her eyes and sensed everything that the puppets encountered. So she is a puppet master. The Flying Star Academy teacher sized up Mu Ziying with a surprised expression. About 15 minutes later, Mu Ziying opened her eyes again and looked at Yi Qingtang excitedly. Boss, I found it.
Damn.
Let's hurry over now, said Nangong Lai. Tell me about the situation first, Yi Qingtang replied steadily. Chapter 2470. Playing a Trick, 4. Boss, the location of the statue is about 10 miles away, but demons are guarding it. Not only that, but many Yongle tribe demons bearing large flags are also heading in that direction. Mu Ziying told Yi Qingtang. Lu Yuanxiang frowned deeply. I didn't expect them to all go together. We have to get there before the Yongle tribe does. If they did not reach the place before the rest of the Yongle tribe demons, they would have to wait until tomorrow. With their situation, waiting for one more day meant one more danger. The tracking marks on their bodies were too great a risk. Yi Qing, there are demons guarding the ancestral temple. What should we do? The Flying Star Academy teacher looked at Yi Qing. Lu Yuanxiang hesitated for a moment before saying, Why don't we kill those demons? Definitely not. Firstly, we don't know the abilities of those demons in charge of guarding the ancestral temple. Secondly, if we kill those demons, the Yongle tribe will definitely be suspicious of us. Although they are not as smart as humans, it does not mean that they are fools. Yi Qingtang shook her head. Lei Yan chuckled. Isn't that simple? Just lure those demons away. That's a good idea. Who will be responsible for luring the demons away? Jing Zhe was deep in thought. Everyone's eyes fell on Lei Yan. Lei Yan's expression instantly went grim when he saw this. What are you looking at me for? I don't know how to.
No.
Absolutely not. Yi Qingtang closed her eyes and pondered. Based on what Mu Ziying said just now, there were no blind spots in the ancestral temple. If they wanted to enter, they would have to pass the guards. It was also impossible for someone to lure them away. It would only alert the enemy and worsen their situation. Yunchen, give Ziying some of that medicinal powder, Yi Qingtang suddenly said to Yunchen. Mu Ziying's eyes glinted. Boss, I know what you intend to do. Soon, Yi Qingtang and the rest followed Mu Ziying to the ancestral temple where the Yongla tribe worshipped. 3 demons were guarding the front. Apart from the Yongla tribe, no demon could enter this ancestral temple. Once a demon intruded, the Yongla tribe would instantly mobilize all its members. What are you planning, Teacher Yi Qing? The Flying Star Academy teacher was curious. Yi Qing did not reply, and Mu Ziying took out her flying puppet. Mu Ziying controlled the puppet to fly into the sky and threw out the powder that Yunshun had given her. The demons did not notice a thing. After a few breaths, the expressions of the 3 demons changed drastically, and their eyes became unfocused. Brilliant, truly brilliant. The Flying Star Academy teacher gave Yi Qing a thumbs up. Why did he not think of this? It was so simple. Go now. Yi Qingtang waved her hand and hurriedly led everyone into the temple. When they passed by the demons guarding the place, the 3 demons did not even look at Yi Qingtang and the rest. It was as though they were empty air. The guards had fallen completely into the illusion. Skin me alive?
Fool.
Lei Yan sneered as he looked at the demon beside him. Wait for me. Lei Yan broke out in cold sweat when he saw that Yi Qing and the others had already entered the temple, while the demons were gradually emerging from their dreamlike state. Lei Yan hurriedly slipped in. What's going on? One of the demons who had just snapped out of his trance was astonished. I saw a miracle? I think I just saw Demon Emperor Yongla and his demon followers return. Really? I think I saw it too. Me too, but why did the miraculous scene suddenly disappear? What exactly happened? Chapter 2471, Return of the Emperor, 1. The demons looked at each other. One of them scratched its head. Was it seeing things? But surely they couldn't have possibly seen the same thing together. No. We have to report this matter, one of the demons exclaimed. Meanwhile, Yi Qingtang, Lu Yuanxiang and the rest had entered the ancestral temple and closed the door again. Sculptures of demons were everywhere. The statues were huge, and the workmanship was extremely meticulous and lifelike. Is this Demon Emperor Yongla? Jingzhe stared at a demon statue in the middle and asked softly. The big yellow dog wagged its tail and squatted beside Yi Qingtang. It seemed to have no interest in the sculptures of these demons. I think so. The Flying Star Academy teacher observed the statue for a moment and nodded. The demon sculpture in the center was extremely imposing. It stood with its hands behind its back, as if it was standing on the clouds and looking down on the common people. Yunshun, place the powder of the elixir on the edge of the door and ensure that it will fall once the door is opened, Yi Qingtang instructed Yunshun. Yunshun immediately agreed and followed Yi Qing's instructions. After everything was prepared, they hid behind the statue.
Wait.
The statue in front of me seems to be Demon Emperor Yongla. The Flying Star Academy teacher was dazed. He did not want to pretend to be a demonic Emperor Yongla. He would much rather be a quiet follower. Teacher Yi Qing, let's swap. I'll pretend to be a follower while you pretend to be Demon Emperor Yongla. The Flying Star Academy teacher looked at Yi Qing anxiously. Yi Qing was the one who thought of the plan. They were following Yi Qing's instructions, and so he should be the one to impersonate Demon Emperor Yongla. Don't move. Those demons may come in at any time, Yi Qingtang said to the Flying Star Academy teacher. Teacher Lu, quick, let's change. Your aura is more like Demon Emperor Yongla's than mine. Seeing that Yi Qing did not agree, the Flying Star Academy teacher looked at Lu Yuanxiang. No need. My aura is not as strong as yours. I will be your follower, and the Demon Emperor will be yours. Lu Yuanxiang rejected him without any hesitation. Everyone knew that Demon Emperor Yongla was a hot potato. Noon was willing to step up to pretend to be Demon Emperor Yongla. Still, the Flying Star Academy teacher had yet to give up. His gaze fell onto Qin Feng and the others. However, Qin Feng and the others simply turned around and did not look at the Flying Star Academy teacher. Visit Readle. Me for extra chapters. The Flying Star Academy teacher's lips twitched. What was the meaning of this? Meanwhile, outside the ancestral temple, the high-level demons of the Yongla tribe finally arrived. The Yongla tribe's flag fluttered in the wind, looking extraordinarily magnificent. Reports. Seeing that the higher-ups had arrived, the 3 demons responsible for guarding the ancestral temple immediately rushed forward.
What?
Enemies are invading? Seeing the demons in front of it in a panic, one of the burly demons frowned and asked, No, Great Demon Han, the 3 of us just saw a miracle. The first demon guard said excitedly. A miracle? All the demons bore strange expressions. We saw Demon Emperor Yongla just now. He stepped on a cloud and disappeared in a flash. What did you say? Han's expression changed. They saw Demon Emperor Yongla. That's right. The 3 of us saw it together. It can't be wrong. However, we don't know where it went. It disappeared instantly. It's like a dream. Could it be that Demon Emperor Yongla is returning? Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2472, Return of the Emperor. 2. Han looked at the frail and cold demon beside him and asked, Gu, what do you think? Hearing that, the weak-looking demon said, Don't you dare say anything about this or mention it to any demon. We never saw whether any divinity appeared with our own eyes. You're right, Gu. I love your intelligence, Han said to Gu with a slight smile. Gu was speechless. Let's go pay our respects. Han let the other demons stay to guard the cave as he entered the ancestral hall. In the Yongla tribe, only the higher-ranked demons were allowed to enter the ancestral hall. The lower-ranked demons could only look at the annual event in the ancestral hall from afar. Yi Qingtang and Lu Yuanxiang hid behind the demon statue as they heard footsteps approaching them. Oh my god, this is too thrilling. Lei Yan's face was filled with tension. He had never been in such a dangerous situation before. Be careful and act based on the situation, Yi Qingtang ordered. As soon as the words were out of her mouth, the door to the ancestral hall opened with a loud creak. Han and Gu had just pushed open the door. The powdered elixirs that they had hidden at the edge of the door scattered across the 2 demons. The elixir was colorless and odorless and was hard to detect. Even if the demons were to discover the powder, they would have no idea what it was. They suddenly sensed Han staring at the statue within the ancestral hall, and everyone turned cold. Not only Han, but the frail demon was also eyeing the statue. As Han stared at the statue, a demon dragon roared. In the next second, all the statues in the ancestral hall opened their eyes. The eyes of these legendary demons were shining with light and filled with danger. A gust of cold and ancient air blew towards them. The Yongla demon emperor in the center seemed as though it was the king of the skies and earth. Just one look from it was enough to make people want to worship it. Han's head went blank as he looked at the sight in front of him. How could this be happening? He suddenly recalled what the 3 demons guarding the ancestral hall had said, that miracles were going to happen. Yongla tribe, my children. The Yongla demon emperor's voice was enough to split the sky. Han could feel his legs going weak as he lost his balance and collapsed onto the ground. Visit Readle. Me for extra chapters. Was this real? Their king had not abandoned them. Their Yongla emperor was back. But before Han could think of anything else, everything reverted back to its original form. Although the statues were still there, they were no longer moving. The Yongla emperor and other demons which had been in front of them had vanished as well, as though they were never there in the first place. What's happening? How can this be? Han's face was filled with shock. Where was their emperor? What they had just witnessed was like a dream. He couldn't tell if it was real or fake. But no matter what, Han could confirm that what he had just witnessed was a miracle and could not be fake. Gu. Han looked at the demon Gu beside him. I saw that too. Gus' face was filled with shock as well, and he knew what Han wanted to tell him. Gu, you're the best, you understand me so well, Han said excitedly. Gu was speechless. But Han froze before he could say anything else. Because Gu froze as well. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2473, Return of the Emperor 3. On top of the statues were a group of girls and boys who were staring at them blankly. Humans? No, where are you all from? How dare you disrespect the Yongle tribe? Han looked at the group sitting on the statues in anger. The human skins on these demons were rather beautiful, but there were two who were older, and their skins were slightly ugly. How dare you? Yi Qingtang's cold gaze swept across the two of them. Children of Yongle, how dare you not show your respects to us? As soon as the words were out of her mouth, Han and Gus' expressions changed completely. They looked at each other as they recalled what had just happened. Children of Yongle not showing their respects. You are. May I ask? Gu looked at Yi Qingtang and asked with a scowl. How dare you? Yi Qingtang said coldly. Hiss. As soon as she said that, Han and Gu shrunk away and gasped. The miracle that they had just witnessed. Gu and Han looked subconsciously at the elder on top of the statue of the Yongle Demon Emperor. The elder seemed to have an otherworldly air to him. Then, what about the miracle we just witnessed? Han's voice was shaking. Hearing the word miracle, Yi Qingtang silently heaved a sigh of relief. She was afraid that the demons would not be wishing for the return of the Demon Emperor. If that was the case, they would be in big trouble. But it seemed like she had worried too much. The Yongle tribe's faith was the strongest in this place. Since you already witnessed the miracle, worship us immediately. Lu Yuanxiang, who was at the side, spoke furiously. His voice was mixed with magic, and it was easy to get caught up in it if someone was not careful. Yi Qingtang glanced at him. He was smart to have started using his magic. Gu, is this real? Or am I dreaming? Han hadn't regained his senses yet. Gu was already kneeling on the ground in excitement. Seeing this, Han's mind cleared, and he quickly knelt as well. There was no other explanation other than the fact that the Yongle Demon Emperor was back. Visit Readle me for extra chapters. Who is the general of the Yongle tribe now? The Flying Star Academy teacher, who had been silent till now, said lightly. It's Song.
Han didn't dare lie.
Bring him here. I want to meet him alone. The Flying Star Academy teacher shut his eyes after saying this. What are you waiting for? Qin Feng said coldly. Yes. Han nodded profusely and retreated with a bow, shutting the door to the ancestral hall. The two demons didn't say a single word after leaving the ancestral hall and quickly ran towards the headquarters of the Yongle tribe. Yi Qingtang only sighed with relief after Han and Gu left. I thought I was going to die of fear. There was a sheen of cold sweat on the Flying Star Academy teacher's forehead. How was this something that a human could do? Lu Yuanxiang was shocked as well. He had lived for a long time, but this was the first time he was encountering such a situation. Yun Chun, continue leaving the powder at the door, Yi Qingtang instructed. Wasting no time, Yun Chun quickly did as asked. Fortunately for them, the demons in this space had never heard of such an elixir before which could make them hallucinate. Otherwise, they would not have been tricked so easily. But Zong was the Yongle tribe general and would be more cautious. They had to get him in one shot and leave no room for suspicion. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2474, Ancestor Qing 1. The people with Yi Qingtang were extremely cautious as well. Even though they had managed to trick the two demons, there was still the general. Everything would be settled if they managed to trick the general. But if they failed to convince him, they would be dead before the other demons even got to them. Boss, I'm done. Yun Chun looked at her. Very good, come back. Yi Qingtang nodded slightly and said. After all the preparations had been made, all that was left was for General Zong to open the door. Could I stop being the Yongle Emperor? How about someone else plays the role? I don't think I'm acting it out well. The Flying Star Academy teacher looked at Yi Qing and the rest of them. It was a stretch for him to even imitate a follower. They thought too highly of him to have him play the emperor. What are you talking about? You're being too humble. With that great atmosphere just now, the two Yongle tribe demons were deceived successfully by you. Among all of us, you're the one with the greatest qualifications and most experience. Teacher Yi and I are nothing compared to you. Lu Yuanxiang looked at the Flying Star Academy teacher and said with a smile, that's why you're the only one who can play the role of the Yongle Demon Emperor. We don't have the qualification. How dare you try to flatter me? The Flying Star Academy teacher snapped. What a joke. Who do you think I am? You can go out and ask around. I don't ever flatter people. Only speak the truth, Lu Yuanxiang said with a straight face. That's right, he's completely right. Teacher Lu only speaks the truth, Lei Yan quickly chimed in. Nangonglai looked at the Flying Star Academy teacher and said, what are you afraid of? Well, I'll be dying together with you if you're exposed. We're all in the same boat here. The Flying Star Academy teacher looked at them as the edge of his lips started twitching. Words were cheap. They should try playing the role of the Yongle Demon Emperor themselves. Just as they were speaking, a set of footsteps approached them from outside the ancestral hall. They quickly fell silent and waited grimly. General, we won't enter this time. The ancestor made it clear that they wanted you to go alone. Han and Gus voices floated in from the outside. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. The door to the ancestral hall was quickly pushed open. The figure who entered was a tall man with a coldly handsome face. It was apparent that the Yongle tribe general was wearing human skin. As the door opened, the elixir powder that Yun Shun had hidden in the door spread silently. In just a few breaths, the man's eyes filled with shock and disbelief. He seemed to have seen a demon dragon hovering between heaven and earth, as well as a pair of eyes reflecting the sun, moon, and stars. The Yongle Demon Emperor seemed to descend from the sky. However, it left as quickly as it came. The dreamlike scene in front of him quickly vanished, as though it was never real. Everything returned to how it once was. The man's forehead furrowed as it looked at the statue of the Yongle Demon Emperor again. State your name. Yi Qingtang spoke up as she looked at the man standing in the ancestral hall. Zong, he said calmly as his gaze landed on Yi Qingtang. She frowned as she saw his demeanor. This one was completely different from Han and Gu just now, as expected from a general. She was afraid that it would be hard to trick him. I heard that the Yongle Demon Emperor descended from the skies. The younger ones were shocked and could not welcome you properly. I hope you do not hold their rudeness against them, the general said to the Flying Star Academy teacher. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2475, Ancestor Qing, 2, HM. It does not matter, the Flying Star Academy teacher said after a long pause. I wonder which celestial world you have been to. Rumors are that you've been there, the man said. We shall not speak of that, the Flying Star Academy teacher said as he looked at the man. How would he know whether the Yongle Demon Emperor had been to the celestial world or not? It would be wiser for him to speak less. This is bad. Yi Qingtang's brows were furrowed. The general was too powerful and it was difficult for the Flying Star Academy teacher to work his magic. They would expose themselves if this went on. All right, since you are not willing to tell me, I shall not ask. The man nodded then paused before continuing, but the return of the Yongle Demon Emperor to this world is extremely shocking. I hope that you will not blame the younger generation for not giving you a proper welcome. Lu Yuanxiang and Yi Qingtang's expressions changed as they heard that. How could this general be this cautious? His willpower was extremely strong. I am interested. What do you think? The Flying Star Academy teacher smiled as interest sparked in his eyes. Yi Qingtang subconsciously looked at the Flying Star Academy teacher. Unexpectedly, his mental strength was rather strong as well, and he could still pretend to be nonchalant even in such a situation. You once commanded all sides to battle the world, forcing everyone else to surrender to you. If I were to be so bold as to seek some advice from you if I have offended you, please punish me as you like. Of course, if you do not do so, I will make sure to punish my subordinates harshly. They will not protest, the Yongle tribe general said loudly as he fixed his soul-piercing eyes on the Flying Star Academy teacher. The Flying Star Academy teacher steadied himself for his death. He already said that he had no intention of playing the role of this damned Yongle demon emperor. Now, he was stuck in this position with no way out. The Flying Star Academy teacher instinctively wanted to look at Yi Qing, but the Yongle tribe general was staring at him. He couldn't look away and, more importantly, could not show any fear in his eyes. "You want me to fight you, insolent brat? How dare you?" Before the Flying Star Academy teacher could finish speaking, the edges of the Yongle tribe general's lips curled into a chilling smile. Without giving the Flying Star Academy teacher a chance to speak at all, a cold light flashed in his eyes. "Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters." The cold light was like the light of death. It seemed like it could disintegrate anything within a second. In the face of that gleam of frostiness, the Flying Star Academy teacher couldn't think of anything at all. His mind went blank, and he could only wait for the arrival of his death, without speaking another word. But before the light could reach him, Yi Qing quickly reacted. Jumping in front of the Flying Star Academy teacher, with a wave of her sleeve, the light of death turned into a vast ocean and spilled onto the ground. This sudden event shocked everyone. Lu Yuanxiang, Qin Feng, and the rest of them stared at Yi Qing like she was a ghost. What had just happened? Yi Qing had turned the Yongle tribe general's light of death into water with just a wave of his hand? How did he do that? The Yongle tribe general was taken aback. The attack had once injured the great general of the Shihai tribe. Even he himself had taken some damage. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2476, Ancestor Qing 3. The Yongle tribe general gaped at Yi Qing. He could not even begin to understand how she had done that. Not only had she destroyed his powerful move, but she had also turned his demon power into water. This had exceeded the limits of his understanding. This was something that was beyond the limits of what he could fathom. And towards this mystery, he felt a great sense of fear. "How dare you?" With that, Yi Qing glared at the Yongle tribe general and snapped furiously. "How dare you offend the demon emperor? You deserve to die." The Yongle tribe general frowned deeply. Could this elder really be the Yongle demon emperor? How else could his subordinate have done such a thing? "Kneel!" Lu Yuanxiang regained his senses and shouted angrily at the Yongle tribe general as he glared at him. "Please forgive me, demon emperor." Without further thoughts, the Yongle tribe general quickly knelt in front of the Flying Star Academy teacher. After a few seconds of silence, the Flying Star Academy teacher laughed lightly and said, "Good, very good. You were cautious and admitted your mistakes. I see that the Yongle tribe has produced good talents." As soon as the words were out of his mouth, the Yongle tribe general froze. "Demon Emperor, how can we let this slide? This rude general should be killed." Lu Yuanxiang said. The Flying Star Academy teacher's lips twitched as he heard that. Was Lu Yuanxiang a fool? He wanted to kill off the Yongle tribe general? He could do it himself then. Did he really think he was the real demon emperor? Was he becoming too immersed in this facade? Lu, you are too narrow-minded. You cannot see how talented the younger generation is. The Flying Star Academy teacher smiled and continued. Well, since you think that his mistakes are unforgivable, you can execute him then. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. Hearing that, Lu Yuanxiang quickly said with a straight face, "What the demon emperor is trying to teach you is that his subordinates are indeed narrow-minded. When faced with someone claiming to be the demon emperor as the Yongle tribe general, it's better to be cautious." The Flying Star Academy teacher threw Lu Yuanxiang a look as he said that. This damned man, changing his attitude so quickly. "Zong, I deem you innocent. You're not the only person that has knelt down here all these years. Get up," the Flying Star Academy teacher said lightly. Yes, the Yongle tribe general got up without saying too many words. "What is the matter? You have nothing else to say. Do you still suspect my identity?" The Flying Star Academy teacher said as he noticed how quiet the general was.
No.
I would never dare. I just confirmed your identity, and my mind is blank right now, the Yongla tribe general said with cupped fists. Oh, so you're being honest. Tell me how the Yongla tribe has been all these years then, the Flying Star Academy teacher said. Ancestor, since you are not here, you are probably unfamiliar with the situation right now. It is quite chaotic outside right now. The Yongla tribe is doing fine, but a few years ago, the Shihai tribe disrespected you, leading to a conflict and then a great war, the Yongla tribe general said. Are you referring to my statue? The Flying Star Academy teacher asked. That's right, the Yongla tribe general said as he nodded. Good. I see that you are filial, the Flying Star Academy teacher said nonchalantly. Before they had arrived, he killed a few Shihai tribe demons on the way. The Flying Star Academy teacher's eyes landed on Yi Qing as he spoke. How do I address this ancestor? The Yongla tribe general asked.
Qing, she said.
Greetings, Ancestor Qing. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2477. Chasing Them. 1. Yi Qingtang looked at the Yongla tribe general and nodded without saying anything else. Meanwhile, the big yellow dog was sitting on her lap, wagging its tail non-stop. Hey, little kid, why aren't you inviting us back with you? That's right, prepare more food for me, and make sure that the food is prepared with care. My stomach is very delicate, the big yellow dog told the Yongla tribe general. The Yongla tribe general froze as he heard the big yellow dog speak. Ancestor Qing, this is... The Yongla tribe general stared at Yi Qingtang, not understanding the situation. Hearing that, Yi Qingtang's mouth twitched and she said, My celestial pet. Celestial pet. The Yongla tribe general looked at the big yellow dog. It didn't look like one at all. Is there a problem? The big yellow dog asked. No, I was just curious, please forgive me. I will make sure to prepare the food properly, the great general quickly said. Good, the big yellow dog said as it nodded. Since that's the case, please wait for a moment as I prepare the accommodations before inviting you back, the great general said as he looked at the Flying Star Academy teacher. Go. With that, the Flying Star Academy teacher waved his hands. The Yongla tribe general quickly retreated. Everyone heaved a sigh of relief after the Yongla tribe general left. Boss, I don't think the Yongla tribe general completely believed what we said, Qin Feng told Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang frowned and did not rebuke him.
He was right.
The Yongla tribe general still had his doubts towards them, but he didn't dare act rashly right now. He was going to continue observing them after inviting them back. What should we do then? Won't we be walking towards our death if we follow him back? Nangon Lai's face was filled with surprise. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. That's right. Look at how calm the Yongla tribe general was. He was nothing compared to the two demons before him. I'm afraid that if we follow him back to the Yongla tribe, we'll be exposed if we're not careful, and that'll be the end of us, Lei Yan said with a sigh. Having said that, it was still clear to them that even though their situation was not great, it beat staying outside. The tracking marks were still on them, which meant that the Shihai tribe demons would never let them go. Rather than waiting for their death here, it would be better to follow the Yongla tribe general back to the Yongla tribe. Furthermore, it wouldn't be long before Yi Qing could take them out of this damned place. Taking advantage of the Yongla tribe general's absence, they discussed their situation for a while before deciding to return to the Yongla tribe with the great general. After a long while, the Yongla tribe general returned and invited them back to the tribe. The higher-ups of the Yongla tribe pulled over a carriage to bring them back to the tribe. The Yongla tribe was located near the Shihai tribe, and the entire mountain belonged to the Yongla tribe. The Yongla tribe had almost no conflicts at all in this space. Apart from the conflict with the Shihai tribe, it had almost no contact with the other tribes at all. The Flying Star Academy teacher, Yi Qingtang, and the rest of them were arranged to stay in the west wing of the Yongla tribe. During the weekdays, apart from the great general, no one was to set foot in the area. At this moment, in a great hall of the Yongla tribe. Great ancestor, please let me know what to do this time. If there's anything I can help with, you only need to ask, the Yongle Tribe General told the Flying Star Academy teacher. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2478. Chasing Them, 2. I was thinking of the Yongle Tribe this time when I came back. But I can see that the Yongle Tribe isn't as good as it was in the past, and seeing this, I cannot rest assured. The Yongle Tribe General fell silent as he heard this. With the Yongle Tribe's current might, they couldn't compete with the more powerful tribes in this space. They couldn't even deal with the Shihai Tribe. Lu Yuanxiang was speaking the truth, and the Yongle Tribe General had no explanation for it. We are nothing compared to your great ancestors, the Yongle Tribe General finally said. Don't worry, I don't plan on letting the Yongle Tribe fall any further.
You can leave for now.
I will inform you if I need anything. The Flying Star Academy teacher waved his hand. Understood. The Yongle Tribe General got up and left. Now, all they had to do was stay in this room until Yi Qing regained his strength and brought them out of this space. As they were in the Yongle Tribe, which meant that even if the Shihai Tribe were to follow their tracking marks here, it wouldn't be easy to get to them. After 2 days, Yi Qingtang's control over the deity ocean had more or less recovered. She just needed 2 more days before she could bring them out of there. But her eyes darted around as she thought of a few problems. She could bring people inside the deity ocean, so could she bring those inside out of this space? Of course, it was just a passing thought, and she had no intention of actually doing so. This space was filled with demons after all, and even though there were still many unknown areas, she had not found her footing yet, and there was no way she could capture a demon to try it out. Before she could continue on her train of thoughts, a knock came from the door. Yes, Yi Qingtang replied. The great general pushed open the door. Ancestor Qing, there are urgent matters that we need to discuss. Kindly head to the main hall, the Yongle Tribe General said. All right. Yi Qingtang nodded her head in agreement. She quickly followed the Yongle Tribe General to the main hall. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. The Flying Star Academy teacher, Lu Yuanxiang, and the rest were already there. With the arrival of Yi Qingtang, everyone was present.
Speak.
What is it? Lu Yuanxiang asked. Ancestors, it's the Shihai Tribe. The great general spoke frankly. The Shihai Tribe, everyone fell into thought as they heard this. Did that mean that the Shihai Tribe was coming straight for the Yongle Tribe? The Shihai Tribe General's only son was murdered. He has already surrounded us, insisting that the murderer is within our ranks. I remembered that Ancestor Qing mentioned something about killing the Shihai Tribe, so the Yongle Tribe General looked at Yi Qingtang. That's right, Yi Qingtang said expressionlessly. I killed him. With that, the Yongle Tribe General fell silent. No one knew what he was thinking. What? So you are saying that the current Shihai Tribe dares to lead its entire army to surround my Yongle Tribe? The Flying Star Academy teacher said as he glanced at the Yongle Tribe General. I apologize for my incompetence in the past few years. The difference in power between the Yongle Tribe and the Shihai Tribe meant that we've never been able to make them retreat, the Yongle Tribe General said. Yi Qingtang glanced at the Yongle Tribe General. So this was the final test for them. The Yongle Tribe was definitely not weak, or they would have been swallowed by the Shihai Tribe a long time ago, given their proximity. The Yongle Tribe General had only said this to test their strength. If the Yongle Tribe General really believed their identity, there was no way he would let the Shihai Tribe surround the Yongle Tribe. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2479. Chasing Them, 3. The Flying Star Academy teacher suddenly understood the Yongle Tribe General's intentions as well. He wanted them to deal with the Shihai Tribe, personally. He was a great general after all. Even now, he was still being cautious and could not trust them completely. The Flying Star Academy teacher frowned as a strange look took over his face. They had risked their lives to come to the Yongle Tribe to avoid the Shihai Tribe, which was hunting them. And now the Yongle Tribe General wanted to push them out to deal with the Shihai Tribe. What a joke. Yi Qingtang glanced at the Flying Star Academy teacher. The Yongla tribe general still had his doubt about them, and not coming forward would only make him more suspicious. But there was no way they would be able to deal with the Shihai tribe if they were to go out. She suddenly had a great headache. She didn't expect to be caught in such a tough position. At this moment, they could neither stay nor leave. Since that's the case, I will go out and take a look, she said to the Flying Star Academy teacher after a long while. In such a situation, the Flying Star Academy teacher couldn't go himself and had to send someone else in his stead. Lu Yuanxiang and the others had no other suggestions, so Yi Qingtang had no choice but to take the initiative to attack. Many thanks to Ancestor Qing. Hearing her words, the Yongla tribe general quickly cupped his fist at her. Even though the Flying Star Academy teacher didn't say anything else, he was extremely worried. What was the use of her going out? Wasn't she just going to her death? Even though that was what he was thinking, he didn't dare say these things out loud. He only narrowed his eyes and maintained a look of calm, as though the Shihai tribe did not concern him at all. Ancestor Qing, I will lead the way. The Yongla tribe general quickly turned his gaze to Yi Qingtang and gestured for her to go. She could only nod and follow the Yongla tribe general. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. At the top of the mountain, she broke out in a cold sweat as she looked down. The Shihai tribe had completely surrounded the Yongla tribe. Even a fly would have trouble getting out. A huge demon was riding on a mount above in the sky, its cold gaze seeming to pierce through 1,000 creatures. Just a single gaze was enough to make someone freeze. It's you. The Shihai tribe general riding on the mount in the sky called out in a booming voice that shook the skies when he saw Yi Qingtang. His voice made her ears ache. She stared at the Shihai tribe general without saying a word, her mind thinking of countermeasures. She could still use the Mirror of Illusions one more time, but it was not going to be easy to scare the Shihai tribe general. Shihai tribe general, how presumptuous of you to not be respecting your ancestor, the Yongla tribe general said coldly as he looked at the Shihai tribe general. Ancestor? Hearing the Yongla tribe general's words, the Shihai tribe general sneered and said, Zong, you really are regressing more the longer you live. Stop fantasizing about the return of the demon emperor. You're still dreaming and still haven't woken up. I won't argue with you any further. Since you've offended the ancestors, it's the end of the Shihai tribe, the Yongla tribe general said. The Shihai tribe general laughed wildly and said, All right, I want to see how good your so-called ancestor is, that she can destroy my Shihai tribe. Since she killed my son, not only is she to blame, but the entire Yongla tribe is at fault as well. Please report us if you find any errors so we can fix it ASAP. Chapter 2480, Neil, 1. The big yellow dog, who had been squatting beside Yi Qingtang, tilted its head and wagged its tail. It yawned and looked at the general of the West Sea tribe expressionlessly. I say, you keep chattering nonstop. Are you done? On account of your ignorance, just kowtow to me and I'll pretend that this never happened. I'll spare your wretched lives then. Yi Qingtang glanced at the big yellow dog. It really knew how to talk. The odds were against her today. Yi Qingtang had racked her brains to think of a way to let the general of the West Sea tribe and General Yongla fight first, but this dog— What did you say? After hearing what the big yellow dog said, a cold glint flashed across the eyes of the West Sea tribe general. A dog wanted him to kneel down and apologize? So that it would spare his life? Haven't I made myself clear, kid? The yellow dog continued. Kneel and show your gratitude. You're a demon of this world, and more or less related to Demon Emperor Yongla. So I don't wish to kill you all. It seems you have a death wish. Immediately, the West Sea tribe general let out a furious roar. The mountains nearby shook from his roar. All right, I guess you don't know what's good for you. You rather do this the hard way. In that case, I won't spare you anymore. The big yellow dog immediately looked at Yi Qingtang and wagged its tail. Ancestor Qing, just use any divine ability. You have to let these little fellows know what is called an insurmountable chasm. Yi Qingtang looked at the big yellow dog meaningfully. What exactly did this dog want to do? Even if she used a killer move, the West Sea Tribe General probably wouldn't even shed a single strand of hair. Wasn't this dog deliberately throwing her into a fire pit? Don't worry. Just use it. Why do you have so many opinions? The big yellow dog muttered softly. Enchanting fell into deep thought. In the Wailing Well, she had seen it with her own eyes. The big yellow dog had killed an above-emperor-level monster in one move. Although those above-emperor-level monsters were not on the same level as these demon generals, the big yellow dog might really have a way. It was useless to say anything now. Enchanting could only give it her all. With that, Enchanting waved her right arm lightly, and a phoenix cry sounded in the air. In the next second, a flaming phoenix with crimson wings flapped its wings and let out a loud cry as it rapidly charged toward the general of the West Sea Tribe. What is that? All the demons present stared at the fire phoenix in astonishment. The demons here had never left this realm and did not know any martial art techniques or divine skills. The fire phoenix that Enchanting used was a bloodline divine power, and these demons had never seen such a thing before. You dare to utter such arrogant words with just a little trick like that? The West Sea Tribe General was surprised for a moment, but he quickly composed himself. Even though he didn't know what it was, it didn't pose any threat to him. Enchanting frowned deeply. She knew that it would definitely not work. After all, he was a general of the demon race, and it was impossible for him to be easily intimidated by such a mystical ability. Kneel. Suddenly, the big yellow dog beside Enchanting shouted angrily. As the yellow dog spoke, Enchanting executed her bloodline ability, and the crimson gold fire phoenix's body expanded to a few hundred feet in an instant. Its eyes were like the eyes of the sky, and there seemed to be terrifying flames from the azure abyss hidden within. Chapter 2481 Kneel 2. The Yongla tribe general was watching everything with narrowed eyes. His expression suddenly changed when he felt that aura. From his limbs to his bones, everything was trembling. This aura was unparalleled. In the distance, the West Sea Tribe General was like a lone boat in the sea as he faced the fire phoenix. His body swayed as if he would be completely devoured if he was careless. How is this possible? Under this nearly invincible aura, all of the West Sea Tribe General's fighting spirit vanished, like a lonely old man waiting for death to descend. This was beyond the understanding of all the demons present. They did not doubt that any living being would disintegrate into dust under this aura. The demon beast carrying the West Sea Tribe General was terrified. It instinctively wanted to get away, but it seemed to be completely suppressed by the aura and couldn't move. On your knees. This is your last chance. The big yellow dog looked at the West Sea Tribe General and roared. Thump. Enchanting was amazed. In front of all the other demons, the West Sea Tribe General knelt on the back of his demon beast and looked at Enchanting fearfully. Please spare me. After the West Sea Tribe General finished speaking, the big yellow dog hurriedly gave Enchanting a look. Ancestor Qing. As the saying goes, those who are ignorant are not guilty. Give him a chance. Enchanting was still in a daze and did not know what had happened. Ancestor. The big yellow dog shouted anxiously when it saw that Enchanting was still in a daze. Instinctively, Enchanting waved her right arm and completely dispersed the power of the fire phoenix. As the fire phoenix disappeared, the heaven and earth-like pressure completely dissipated. Seeing this, the West Sea Tribe General slumped down on the beast's back, his entire body drenched in a cold sweat. Just now, he had almost disintegrated into thin air. That invincible aura was still lingering in the West Sea Tribe General's heart. He never wanted to feel that aura again. Enchanting looked at the big yellow dog meaningfully. What just happened? Enchanting's martial art skills had increased exponentially for no reason. But apart from that, there was nothing else. This should not have scared the West Sea Tribe General into such a state. The Yongla Tribe General, who was beside her, who had looked at her with indifference, now gazed at her with deep fear and respect. There was also an indescribable excitement. Ancestor. Ancestor, I deserve to die. I failed to see the truth and offended you. Please forgive me. I won't do it again. The West Sea Tribe General came to his senses and knelt again. He stared at Enchanting in terror. Oh, did you not just say that you must take revenge for me killing your demon son? Enchanting said. No, that stupid fool must have offended you, so his crimes cannot be forgiven. Even if the ancestor doesn't kill him, I would have executed him when I found out. I didn't know that you were really the ancestor, and I offended you. Please spare my life. The West Sea Tribe General's face was pale. Ancestor Qing, the West Sea Tribe, and the Yongle Tribe have a deep grudge all these years. Why don't? The Yongle Tribe General said to Enchanting. Enchanting glanced at him. The Demon Emperor will decide on everything. It is not your place to intervene. I deserve to die. The Yongle Tribe General trembled and took a few steps back. It was true that the Yongle Tribe General had doubted Enchanting's identity previously, but now, those doubts had dissipated in the presence of that oppressive power. You're tuning in to the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.